Welcome to today's episode. I am Bharadwaj, and in this podcast, we will take a deep dive into Telangana's role on the national stage over the past decade. Since its formation in 2014, the state has not only been focused on its own growth and development but has also made its mark on national issues ranging from federalism to political alliances, economic policies, and social welfare. Join me as we examine Telangana's stance on critical national issues and how its political leadership has shaped its diplomatic engagement with the rest of India. Segment 1: Telangana's emergence on the national stage. When Telangana was formed in 2014, it was not just a new state but a significant player in India's political and economic landscape. Over the past decade, its leadership, led by Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, KCR, has aimed to establish Telangana as a stage with distinct political, economic, and social values. Formation and political strategy. Telangana's political journey began with its statehood movement, but after its formation, the state quickly adapted a stance focusing on strengthening its autonomy and pushing for greater control over resources. KCR's political vision. KCR, who has served as the chief minister since the formation, has consistently emphasized Telangana's rights within the Indian Union, calling for federalism and ensuring that the state's interests are prioritized. Segment 2: Key national issues where Telangana took a stand. Over the years, Telangana has articulated strong opinions and taken bold steps on several national issues. Number 1: Federalism and state autonomy. Telangana has often emphasized the importance of a federal structure where states should have more autonomy in managing resources and governance. KCR has been vocal in advocating for equal rights for states and challenging centralized policies that could harm regional interests. Number 2: Water sharing disputes. One of the most significant national issue for Telangana is water sharing, particularly with neighboring states like Andhra Pradesh. Telangana has taken a firm stance on sharing of waters, especially from the Krishna and Godavari rivers. KCR has worked to ensure the state receives a fair share of water resources, which has been a point of contention. Number 3: Agriculture and farmer welfare. Telangana's unique initiatives such as Raitu Bandhu, Farmer Investment Support Scheme, and Mission Kakatiya for restoring water tanks have set examples on the national stage. KCR has often urged the central government to adopt similar agriculture welfare schemes nationwide to boost the farming sector. Number 4: Center state relations and GST implementations. Telangana has occasionally been at odds with the central government, particularly over issues related to the goods and services tax (GST) and the allocation of funds. KCR has raised concerns about the lack of fiscal autonomy for states under the current framework and has called for revisions to better accommodate states' economy priorities. Number 5: National political alliances and regional parties. KCR has been a significant voice in advocating for a third front in national politics, a coalition of regional parties that could provide an alternative to the Congress BJP duopoly. His efforts to align with other regional leaders and challenge national political norms have been a defining aspect of Telangana's political diplomacy. Segment 3: Telangana's economic diplomacy on national platforms. Telangana has focused not just on political diplomacy but also on economic strategy to elevate its standing in national and international discussions. Industrial growth. Telangana has positioned itself as a hub for information technology, pharmaceuticals, and manufacturing, attracting investments and driving economic growth. The state's efforts in establishing economic corridors and special investment zones have enhanced its visibility in national economic discussions. IT and technology leadership. With the rise of Hyderabad as a major IT and technology hub, Telangana has used its position to influence national policies on IT infrastructure, digital governance, and innovation. Segment 4, Social and Welfare Diplomacy. On national welfare issues, Telangana's unique schemes have often been highlighted as models for other states. Welfare schemes for the marginalized. Telangana's welfare schemes like Kalyana Lakshmi, financial assistance for brides, and Raitu Bandhu, investment support for farmers, have become key talking points in discussions on inclusive development. The state has pushed for more welfare initiatives for vulnerable sections, positioning itself as a champion for social equity. Healthcare and educational reforms through innovative programs like Arogya Lakshmi, maternal and child health program, and improvements in the healthcare infrastructure, Telangana has made strides in public health, setting examples for the nation. The state has also pushed for better central funding for healthcare and education reforms. Segment 5, Challenges and Criticisms. While Telangana has been proactive in its national diplomacy, it has not been without its challenges and criticisms. Political isolation. KCR's attempts to forge a third front and distance himself from both the Congress and BJP have led to a degree of political isolation, limiting Telangana's influence in some national decisions. Tensions and neighbors. Water sharing issues with Andhra Pradesh and disputes over resource allocation with the central government have sometimes led to tensions affecting Telangana's diplomatic relationship. Segment 6, The Future of Telangana's National Diplomacy. As we look to the future, Telangana's role in national politics seems poised for growth. Strengthening regional alliances, the state is likely to continue working on strengthening its alliances with other regional parties, pushing for greater federalism and advocating for fairer resource distribution. Increased focus on sustainable development. With a growing focus on sustainability and climate change, Telangana's role in shaping national policies on environmental conservation, renewable energy, and water management will be critical in the coming years. A stronger voice in national policy making. Telangana's increasing economic strength, political alliances, and innovative welfare schemes position it as an emerging leader in national debates on governance and development. In conclusion, Telangana has successfully carved out its space in national politics over the last decade by addressing state specific issues like water sharing, federalism, and agricultural reforms. The state has consistently worked to protect its interests and contribute to national policy discussions. As Telangana's economic, political, and social influence continues to grow, its diplomatic stance will play a key role in shaping the future of Indian governance. Thank you for joining us today and stay tuned for more on Telangana's evolution and its journey on the national stage.